I believe the world needs to know that men do feel pain. Oftentimes as little boys to men we're told don't cry, you know, suck it up, don't hurt. But the bottom line is we have emotions just like women do. We may not show it in the same way,
right,
but those pains are still there and those pains are real.
Significant other you've shared your life with comes home and that person, it may not be I want out, it may be we can't do this anymore, I don't love you anymore, I can't stick with you any longer. How do you adjust to that reality?
You know, it takes time. It takes time to do that. It takes counseling.
Yes, sir.
It takes counseling groups. It takes being surrounded by friends and family and loved ones, and it takes you being open and honest and transparent about your feelings. You know, sitting down with someone, yes, this did hurt, this did happen, I don't understand what's going on, but can you kind of help me to get through this?
Right.
And so once you just are real with yourself, then you're able to start then kind of putting the pieces together so that you can move forward with your life.
But let's talk about the wounded kids, the children, and how that affects them, and how were you able to, you know, help the boys readjust?
That was the toughest part, and still is to this day. I mean, the thing about divorce, it just lingers like a cancer that's always reoccurring in some way or another. It may subside here and pop up somewhere else in another part of the body. So for us, it was just trying to get back to some sense of normalcy. You know, after, you know, you're used to being a unit, and now the unit is split apart and the kids are going back and forth. And so what can be the normal for here? And so that was just really the basis of us trying to rebuild. I'm gonna try to give as much of a normal life to you guys as I can.
How did your Christian faith help you?
Well, what I had to really lean on is the fact that God says in His Word that, you know, those who come to Him must first believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. And so I knew that God was, without a shadow of a doubt. So I had to then seek, what is the purpose behind this pain?
Yeah, good stuff.
Because there has to be some reason that you are allowing me to go through this at this season in my life, at this time of my life. What is this really all about? And so little did I know that that journey there would lead me to this stage that I'm sitting on here with you now. But that was all a part of the plan. For us to have this conversation, for us to be at this point right now, He knew at the perfect time for me to go through that so that I could be here.
Even to forgive yourself, you know, because you think about the self-evaluation, is your self-worth is attacked, or you're saying, what did I do wrong? Why am I being rejected? I did all I can. So how did you deal with, how was healing a part of, forgiveness a part of your healing?
Well, that has to be first and foremost. It has to be because you have to be able to get that poison out of your system so that you can start seeing things clearly. And you have to understand that that's going to be a process. It's going to be a process that's going to take a long time because things are going to pop up all the time. And especially where the kids are concerned, because now you're trying to wrangle in their emotions they're going through, which takes you back, and where you think you halfway got it together, then they do something or go through something and it's all over again.
Yes.
So you just have to realize and embrace that this is going to be a process, but I have to let this stuff go.
Let it go. Amen. Can we get a clap on that? So what I wanted to talk to you about, Carlos, was self-control and self-discipline. And you write in your book about how men can maintain sexual integrity.
And, you know, it is really key to a man to be able to maintain his integrity when it comes to sexuality. One of the things that brought me to that chapter was I had to look back at all of the relationships that I was in and say, what was the one determining factor that was in all of them that caused them to just fall apart.
Right.
And when I really narrowed it down, it really boiled down to having sex with individuals that I really didn't know. And then found out later on that we're really not compatible. Okay, we're really not compatible at all.
Okay.
We don't see life the same way. We don't have some of the same ideals. And you know, you can end up having great chemistry in one area of your life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to translate into a great life partner.
How premarital sex and pornography can affect your marital relationship. So how does that affect our marriage?
What you understand is that when you have sex with someone, of course, you have those images burned into your mind, into your self-conscious. And so for the man who has been out there really bad on the sexual scene, and he decides now he's going to get married, now all of a sudden he has a resume that he has running through his head that he's bringing to his wife to say, can you meet up with the same standard that Susie and Barbara and Lisa did back in the day? And you married to Victoria, and she's like, I don't know any of them, and I'm not trying to be compared to any of them. I'm your wife. And so now it's like, why would you want to even bring all of that to your wife when you can just say, you know what, this is just me and you. Okay, me and you, and we're gonna do our thing together. I'm not gonna compare you to anybody else.
Amen. That's a good tip right there. Amen. So Carlos, how did you know you were ready to date?
Well, when I stopped scaring women to death.
I love that.
And what I mean by that is, I would go out on dates with women before, and they would end up saying something even remotely close to what my ex-wife said, and I would lose it. You said why? You sounded just like. And like, ooh, that's not good. Okay, that lets me know I'm still not healed.
You not healed,
okay,
brother.
I am not healed. This is not that person, but you said something remotely close to it, and I've lost it. I'm not healed yet.
So that was part of the self-forgiveness and forgiving her. You had to really release it all the way. So, okay, what I want to know is part of that, you know, when we give our life to Christ, it's a gradual process. We're not just instantly cured of our past pains. So what I'm curious about is, how were you able to overcome that before you met Clarissa? That well, you don't cook, you walk like her, you talk like her syndrome. How did you know that?
You have to get to a place where you practice certain disciplines.
Okay.
You know, and so one of the disciplines that I practiced during that time was, you know, celibacy and abstinence.
Okay.
And so because of that, just that discipline alone allows you to be able to really focus on you, focus on getting yourself together, dealing with what it is that you've been called and purposed to do. And so with that, Bible study, church attendance, focusing on what it is that I've really been purposed to do, and doing those things allows you to then heal over time without any distraction.